It's 89.9 Qute FM. You're vibing with Joyce Kahuna. And listen, I'm so glad you're here because I told you some young ladies are going to join me in the air chair. And I am so excited to have these young women here because their big things are going, right? They're doing some wonderful things right here in the greater Hartford community. And they're here to let you know about all the wonderful events that are taking place. So I've got Shauna Whitter. She is the Director of Marketing and Public Relations. And I've also got Claudette Graham, Director of Education. But before I even start talking about some of these programs, we're coming out of Bob Marley, Redemption Song. Now, who picked that jam?
Hi there, this is Claudette Graham, Director of Education at West Indian Social Club. I picked Redemption Song for tonight.
And tell the listeners why you picked that jam, Claudette.
I picked Redemption Song because, the lyrics are powerful for me. Bob Marley has been a very iconic person all over the world. And the lyrics of Redemption Song is just uplifting. It calls for us to renew our mind and not just settle for what is, but just go beyond. And so for me, Bob Marley Redemption Song is just something that I listen to, and I encourage people to listen to and just soak in the lyrics and listen and just uplift your mind and your spirit.
And now I see why you are the director of education at the West Indian Social Club, because not only
Yeah.
are you dropping the knowledge about music, you're dropping the knowledge about our culture and events that are going on. And so, listeners, if you're just joining me, I've got Claudette, I've got Shauna hanging out with me in the air chair, and we're here to talk about some amazing events that's happening right here in your community. So, if you're not familiar with the West Indian Social Club, well, it is a viable vessel right here, right? It's a cultural place where you can not only get cultural information, you can get educational information, and you can tap into some amazing, amazing programs. And so, speaking of programs, there are a number of programs, one in particular coming up this weekend. Right, Claudette, tell us a little bit about that and what our listeners can come on through to the West Indian Social Club and check out.
Sure, Joyce, you're right. The West Indian Social Club is not just a place for entertainment. That's a perception out there, but we do educate and we enlighten people and we offer services. So this weekend on Sunday, February 19th at 3 p.m., we have a mental health and wellness program. And this is a collaborative effort with Wheeler Clinic. Wheeler Clinic gave us a grant to reach out to the community because, in our community, mental illness is a taboo. We don't talk about it. So they charged us to reach out to the community, destigmatize mental illness, and have a conversation about the issues surrounding mental illness. And so the West Indian Social Club has been doing this. This is year 2. So it's been very successful. And on February 19th at 3 p.m. at the West Indian Social Club, 3340 Main Street, we'll be having our mental health and wellness program. The topic, the general umbrella topic is seasonal affective disorder. And so this is going to be going on until April. But every month we'll have a different topic. This topic coming up on Sunday will deal with food choices and how it affects our mood during the winter time. In the winter time, some people have blues, and so we'll teach techniques like yoga, how to
Okay.
lift your spirits, beginners techniques to decrease stress, stretching, physical and mental health. So we'll have yoga, we'll have journaling, and yoga will be by Rudy Yoga. And then we'll have journaling. We'll talk about journaling and teach techniques of the journal from healing. And the journal will be done by Saucy. So Dr. Gary Rule will be the moderator for the program. And then we'll have Dr. Sean Rowbottom who will be telling us about healthy choices in food so that we can have a healthy lifestyle and that will increase our health.
And folks, if you're just tuning in, I've got Claudette hanging out with me. She's the director of education at the West Indian Social Club, and we're just talking about some programs that are coming up that's open to the community, and one in particular going on this coming weekend, February 19th. And you talk about SAD, that SAD, and Claudette, I know you're not a doctor, but when you talk about seasonal, what is it? What is seasonal?
Seasonal
What?
affective disorder.
Yeah, I think I got that. I think because the winter is such a time when we just kind of isolate ourselves, right? And then as we isolate ourselves, we start to eat certain things and we get kind of in a slump. And I just thank the Lord that the weather has been, although it's been kind of strange right now, these warm temperatures, even like on today, it's been unseasonably warm. But I'm hoping that has at least helped some mental health as it relates to seasonal. What is it? Seasonal what disorder?
Seasonal affective disorder, SAD. It's a
They're
winter
they're
blues. It's the winter blues.
the winter blues. Thank you for that. Well, no,
You're
not
welcome.
thank you for the winter blues, but you know what I mean. And so listen, folks, so if you want to come out and really learn about how the season affects you and more importantly, what can you do to help get out of this slump? Well, Claudette's telling us about yoga. She's telling us about a chiropractor that's going to be there. And what else is going down on this particular event? And again, the date and time and location.
Yeah, so we'll have a medical doctor on site, Dr. Gary Rule. He'll that's a clinician who's going to be. We have two doctors, so Dr. Gary Rule will be there moderating the program. We'll have a Dr. Shauna Bottom, who's a chiropractor, but he's also been dealing with food and how food affects the body and the choices that we make. He's going to teach us how to make healthy choices. Then we'll have Sebi Sosa, who will be teaching us how to journal, how to write our thoughts and our feelings down so that we can have healing. And then we'll be having Rudy from Rudy Yoga, who will be teaching us some techniques like beginner's technique, how to reduce stress, how to increase physical and mental health, and how to stretch, and just be wholesome. It's like a holistic kind of approach to mental health. Because what happens, Joyce, is that sometimes people just think about physical health and forget about mental health, but they're equally important. So what we're trying to do is to just balance them, balance your mental and your physical, so that one doesn't get left behind. And in our community, mental health has been something that's like pushed to the back. We don't want to talk about that because no, we don't want people to think about us as crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
we've been like not it's a taboo. We don't talk about it. We put the
Right.
mental ill people in the basement. We don't
Mm-hmm.
bring them out. So we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to destigmatize mental illness and to make it relatable.
There it is. There it is, folks. And so if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the voice of Claudette, and we're talking about mental health, right? Can you pray it away? Well, sometimes you got to talk to someone, and you got to get out and socialize with other folks. So whether it's yoga, whether it's checking out what you're eating, or whether it's just really getting together in a social type setting. This is all going down this weekend at the West Indian Social Club. So come on out for that. And now there's some other programs happening as well there. So if we're finished with that program, Claudette, let the listeners know what else, because this month is Black History Month, right? Some major records have been set this month that I'm pretty excited about. You got LeBron James, he done broke the record for all those points. You've got the whole Super Bowl. You had two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, even though I wanted the Eagles to win and they were robbed, but you did have two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. And then you had Beyonce that just won all of these Grammys, broke the records for the Grammys. You may have to sell your first child to get a ticket to that Renaissance tour. But nonetheless, it is Black History Month, and we continue to break records, and we continue to celebrate us and celebrate our culture. And I know, Claudette, there's some celebrations that are going on as we continue to roll through Black History Month. What do you have for us?
So sure, Joyce. For Black History, we have a very interesting program planned for February 26th at 3 p.m. at the West Indian Social Club. That day, we will be discussing an Afro-Caribbean in the Nazi era. How did a man from St. Martin, the Caribbean, end up in a concentration camp in the Nazi concentration camp during World War II, Hitler's era? So it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be informative. The daughter of this young man wrote a book, and she is going to come and explain her father's horrific experiences and how she got him to relate the story to her and the consequences of that. So it will be an interesting evening. Come after church. There'll be snacks. You can come down. We'll have refreshments, and it will be a great time to just come have a conversation and to see a different perspective on what we always thought about as who has been in these concentration camps. So it will be interesting. I invite everyone to come down.
Oh yeah, the history is there when you talk about coming from the islands and Nazis and because that was World War II, right? And
Yes,
so
that was World War II.
yeah,
Yes.
and so my dad actually migrated here along with that was the first generation of Jamaicans or West Indians to come here from the islands, and he was one of the first back in 1942. And so I'm sure the story that this young lady is going to come share about her father is going to be absolutely amazing. You can hear more about it at the West Indian Social Club. Shout out to my dad, one of the founders of the West Indian Social Club. He is 106 months, and we are so
What?
thankful. We are so thankful for that. And so
Great.
some amazing things are happening there. What else you got, Claudette?
So we in January we started a film festival, and our first premiere was the Diggers, and it talked about the persons from the West Indies who went to Panama to dig the canal. These were the original diggers, and they talked about their experiences, and that went over so well because I
You
don't know if
said
you
diggers,
know
right? With a D.
Diggers. Yeah,
Okay,
that
there
was the
we
one
go.
that
All
we
right.
showed in
Mm-hmm.
January, and it went over so well because many of the West Indian people they have relatives who went there. Some went back home, but some died there. The death rate was very high, but people were able to relate. So that went over well. The next one is coming up in March, and it's called Small Island. And Small Island tells a story of how the lives of an English family and a Jamaican family intertwined in London during World War II as well. And so it was the stories that came out and the relationship was beautiful. And so we're going to be showing the story of the film Small Island. So if you can come out, we'll have popcorn, we'll have refreshments, and it's all free. All these events are free. There's no charge for these events that we're talking about. We're providing them to the public for your entertainment, for your education, and for your health. So all these events are free. So come on out. This one will be on March 26th, 2023 at 3 p.m. as well. It's going to be on a Sunday. Come after church, bring the family. It's going to be great.
All right, there it is. And so, folks, if you're just tuning in, I got Shauna hanging out, I got Claudette hanging out, just talking about some community events going on during Black History Month that you may want to come out and check out for free at the West Indian Social Club, 3340 Main Street. Claudette, is there anything else before we jump right into? Because I know Shauna is waiting at the bit because she she got some information that she wants to share.
No, just to wrap up, let me just encapsulate it again. We're going to be having the Black History program. Mary Romney is going to talk about her father, Lionel Romney's experience in the concentration camp. That's going to be on February 26th at 3 p.m. And then the mental health program is this Sunday coming up. It's going to be at 3 p.m. as well. And it's going to talk about the foods that we eat, how it affects us, especially in the winter time when when we're not getting that sunlight and we're feeling down. And then the film festival is going to be Small Island. That's in March coming up. But just to give you like a taste of what's to come, in May we're going to be showing The Harder They Come, Jimmy Cliff. So just a taste of what's to come. We're really trying to cater to the public and to keep them engaged and to bring them classic programs. So yeah,
There it is.
you can
All
take it
right.
away.
There it is. Shauna, take it away. What we got? The big things are going on. We got Shauna Whitter now joining us, Director of Marketing and Public Relations, doing some amazing things. And so, yeah, big event coming up, I hear. What's going on, Shauna?
So, Joyce, so this year is our 73rd anniversary. We'll be celebrating 73 years of the West Indian Social Club. So, on April the 22nd, we'll be having our anniversary gala. What is that? It's a fancy event. It's really a fundraiser, and we incorporate honoring honorees who have served the community, and like we recognize them for the work they have done in the community. So we handpick honorees, invite them, we recognize them. It consists of dinner, music, and just networking. And I can tell you, the networking opportunity is extravagant because you have councilmen, senators, all these big shots, and all these people coming out to support an event like the 73rd anniversary gala. And this is going to take place at the Western Social Club in the ballroom, and that's located at 3340 Main Street in Hartford. Again, the anniversary gala will be on Saturday, April the 22nd in the People's Ballroom. It starts at 6 p.m. What to expect?
Yes,
can go ahead.
Right ahead. Go right ahead, Shauna.
What to expect? You're going to have seating because it's like a dinner, and you're going to be given the West Indian cuisine menu, nice West Indian food variety catered for everyone, vegetarian and non-vegetarian.
Yes.
We have music, we have open dance floor, we normally have like raffle, like I said, it's a fundraiser. We have opportunity to bid on items. And there is a small donation, but that's something that if you want to learn more about the anniversary gala, OG, who's a vice chair at the Western Social Club, is also the chair of this event, and his number is 682-554-7656. Again, that's 682-554-7656. And he will be chairing the 73rd anniversary gala, which is taking place at the Western Social Club. And it's an exciting event. It's open for everyone who wants to attend.
Yes.
I know normally we have a lot of members that turn up and dignitaries and, the honorees bring their family. And it's normally a fun event.
There it is. There it is. And so listen, folks, once again, hold that date, Saturday, April 22nd. And I've had the honor of being not only receiving an award, emceeing it, and then just coming as a guest. It is an amazing event. And you mentioned cuisine, the Caribbean cuisine. You get a little bit of everything there. And I don't know many events where you go out, you dress up, you converse with so many different, you're rubbing elbows with so many different important folks, and you're having a good time. You're having a good time. And so it's a party with a purpose on Saturday, April 22nd. All right, ladies, we are running out of time. I am so glad you came here and joined me. It is all going down at your West Indian Social Club, 3340 Main Street. Before we move our groove, because we got to get ready to jump into some more jams. Anything that we missed? Shout out to all the organizations that are celebrating Black History Month. I know there's a number of events going on, and ever you want to get to with me in the air chair, you can certainly do that at 89.9 Qute FM. But shout out to the West Indian Social Club for all the great work that you continue to do. Anything that we missed before we get ready to jump into some more jams?
So I just want to mention that every month we have Birthday Friday on the third Friday of each month. And this Friday, we'll be having Birthday Friday, and all is welcome. It's a free event. It's open to the public. There's free food, and it's just a fun night. So every third Friday of the month, we have Birthday Friday, social event, open to all. We celebrate your birthday if you're part of that month. So you're all welcome to join us one day.
All right. Shout out to all the Aquarians out there and Pisces. We got next. Oh, yeah. I'm a fish. Pisces coming up beginning of March. So listen, folks, thank you, ladies. Shauna, thank you, Claudette, for hanging out with me in the air chair. We're going to jump into some more jams. Shauna, you take it away. Who are we going to send? What music are we going to let our listeners jam to for their ride home, and why?
So I chose Survivor, and the reason why I chose Survivor is because we've been through a lot within a couple of years. COVID, a lot of changes, we kind of in a recession. A lot of people lose jobs, lose family members, and just to see that some of us are still here. I mean, I think about the song Survivor, and I feel like that's a song I like to jam to, and that's why I chose it.
There it is. Thank you, ladies, for hanging out with me on 89.9.
Thank you, Joyce.
And thank you, Joyce.
Take care.
FM.
Bye-bye. Pleasure. Bye.
Bye.